Rachel, the beloved wife of Jacob, experienced deep longing and sorrow. She desperately wanted children, but her womb remained closed. The inability to conceive weighed heavily on her heart, casting a shadow over her life. Each month brought renewed disappointment and pain. She yearned to experience the joy of motherhood, to hold a child of her own. Rachel's story is a poignant reminder of the deep ache of infertility and the emotional toll it takes. Rachel's pain was amplified by the fact that her sister, Leah, bore children easily. Leah's growing family served as a constant reminder of Rachel's own unfulfilled longing. It is easy to imagine the envy and bitterness that must have stirred within her as she witnessed her sister's happiness. The Bible tells us that Rachel cried out to God in her distress, pouring out her heartache and pleading for his intervention. The story of Rachel and Leah is a complex one, marked by both love and rivalry. Leah, though fertile, was insecure in her position as Jacob's wife. She knew that Jacob loved Rachel more deeply. This knowledge fueled a sense of competition between the sisters, particularly when it came to bearing children. Rachel's infertility became a source of both pain and powerlessness. The tension between the sisters reached a boiling point as Leah continued to give birth while Rachel remained childless. The pain of her infertility was compounded by the constant reminder of her sister's fertility. Rachel's desperation for a child grew with each passing year, pushing her to take increasingly desperate measures. She cried out to Jacob, "Give me children or I will die." Her words reveal the depth of her anguish and the all-consuming nature of her desire. In her desperation, Rachel resorted to a culturally accepted but ultimately heartbreaking practice. She gave her maidservant Bilhah to Jacob as a surrogate. Bilhah bore two sons, Dan and Naphtali, who were then considered Rachel's children. While this brought Rachel a sense of fulfillment, it also highlighted the complex social dynamics of the time. Though Rachel rejoiced in the births of Dan and Naphtali, her joy was bittersweet. These children were not conceived from her own womb, and the situation created a complex family dynamic. The use of surrogates, while common in those times, often led to complicated relationships and emotional strain. This practice underscored the societal pressures placed on women to bear children and the lengths to which they would go to fulfill those expectations. After years of longing, God finally answered Rachel's prayers. She conceived and gave birth to a son, whom she named Joseph. Joseph's arrival brought immense joy to Rachel, marking a turning point in her story. The long years of waiting and heartache made the moment even sweeter. Joseph became the apple of his parents' eyes. However, Rachel's joy would be tragically cut short. While giving birth to her second son, Benjamin, Rachel died. This poignant end to her story underscores the fragility of life and the enduring power of a mother's love. Her sons, Joseph and Benjamin, would go on to play pivotal roles in the history of Israel. Rachel's legacy, though marked by both joy and sorrow, serves as a testament to the enduring strength of faith and the unyielding hope for God's promises. You can find this captivating story in the book of Genesis, chapters 29 to 35.